Prime Minister, you're from a country that famously survived uh, uh, terrible bombing by the Nazis during World War II, the Battle of Britain. Images of brave people in the streets of Britain are carved on all of our memories. And I think most of us would say Britain responded well with a feeling of commitment and solidarity that lasted through those war years. How do you think America responded? We hadn't had an attack like this before, where you had. How would you judge us as an outsider?
I think America responded well to it. I mean, both in the extraordinary bravery shown by the people who actually were having to deal with the attack and its aftermath, but also I think the country came together. I was very anxious to make sure the world stood with America, since this was obviously an attack upon America, of course, but it was an attack in a sense on our way of life, on the values that we represented, on the West, if you like. Um, and it was really, really important that the world came together. And I think you did that and did that well. I think the most important thing, David, for all of us was that, I mean, over 3,000 people died that day, but for us as political leaders, we were conscious of the fact that had they been able to kill 30,000 or even 300,000, they would have. And so this was the thing. It was not merely the shock of the attack, but it was the fact that this was an indiscriminate attack against completely innocent people, not on the field of combat, but directed towards causing the most amount of death and destruction right in the heart of one of the major cities of America. And so this was why, of course, for the people actually involved and suffering from it and the victims of it, they're the people most obviously affected. But for those of us who are in positions of political responsibility, I mean, literally, we did not know what to expect next. And it was the nature of this attack and its brutality, callousness, and disregard for any form of humanity that was most shocking, because we couldn't tell whether this was the last of such attacks. We thought we may get more. And then, of course, as I say, we realized that the scale of it was only limited by the means they had at their disposal, not limited by any sense of decency or regard for human life.